5 queen sacrifices, each one more shocking than the last. Every single one ends in checkmate, so let's count them down slowly. First up, and this one's a double. We joined the game here. A pawn edges up to fx. The rook swings across to e7. And a pawn pushes on to f5. White to move. It looks quiet. It is anything but. The first blow, knight to f6, check. The knight crashes in, and the king's only door is hate. But this knight is pure bait. The bishop is dragged into taking it, prying the king's cover apart. The bishop snaps it off on f6. In comes the queen to e6, check again. The king is shoved into the corner, hate. And now the second offering. The queen smashes into f6. A whole queen sitting there for the taking. Grab it, and black is up a fortune. But the king has just one square, and the trap is already laid. And if the king slips to j8 rather than taking, it's checkmate all the same. So running is hopeless. Back to the real game. The queen has to be taken. The rook grabs her on f6. But white strikes first. Rook takes d8, check. Black flings a rook back to f8 to block. Forced to interpose, and that blocker is already doomed, the second rook glaring right at it. No way out now. Here it comes.
Oh my!
Rook takes f8, checkmate. 2 pieces thrown away, 1 forced mate, down a queen and a knight, and still the one landing the blow. Number 2, and this one is cold-blooded. They join it here. The queen settles on e3. A rook slips to d1. And a pawn nudges to g4. Black to move, with a mating net almost nobody would spot. It opens with rook to h1, check. The rook checks from the corner, and the king has exactly one way out, up to g3, straight toward the fire. The king climbs to g3. Rook to g1, check, herding him along. And up to h4, with nowhere else to run. Now the queen hurls herself in, queen to h5, check. She offers herself to a mere pawn, but the king is out of squares, and look what's waiting the instant that pawn is lured away. The pawn takes the queen on h5. Pawn to g5, check, and the noose draws tight. White's queen is dragged back to block on g5. The last queen given up just to stop the check, but it only clears the final path. No escape. Here it comes.
Oh my!
Pawn takes g5, checkmate, mated by a pawn. A queen sacrificed, the mate delivered by a pawn. Both queens gone, and a foot soldier finishes it. Third. We pick it up here. A queen grabs on g2. White's queen steps across to e2. And a knight leaps to e4. White to move. Nothing forcing in sight, supposedly. Out swings the queen to b5, check. Black plugs the line with a pawn to c6 and hits the queen at the same time. But she refuses to retreat. The queen takes on c6 spurs, check, and left hanging. There she sits, a whole queen begging to be captured. Take her and black wins on material easily, but the check leaves the king one square, d8, and that is the entire point. And if the king declines and darts to d8 instead, then the queen lifts to c8, mate all the same. So running walks straight into mate. Back to it. She has to be taken. The knight snaps her off on c6. Black is up a whole queen now, dead one on paper. But material was never the point. That knight's been lured to exactly the wrong square. In glides the bishop to d7, check. Shrugging off the lost queen, it eyes the knight, and once more the king has one square only, d8. Back to d8 goes the king, clean out of options. No escape left. Here it comes.
Oh my!
Knight to e6, checkmate. A queen thrown away for a quiet knight's mate. The humblest pieces on the board finish the job. Number 4. We join it here. A rook drops to b2. The queen lifts to e4. And a knight snaps off a piece on c6. White to move, down material, and yet the queen sweeps into e8, check. Black throws the bishop across to f8 to block. And she takes it, queen takes f8, check. The entire queen handed over. A queen for a bishop, flung at the king. He's forced to grab her. Hate is sealed off, and the net closes. The king is forced to take on f8. Zip to h6, check, quietly lethal. The king edges to j8. There's nowhere left to run. Here it comes.
Oh my!
Rook to e8, checkmate. The queen cleared the path. The rook simply walked in. A bishop and a rook doing a queen's work. And finally, number 5. We join here, the queen swings to h2. A knight lands on e3. And the king steps to f2. Black to move, pieces deep in white's camp, and mate in the air. Rook to g2, check, and it can be taken. The rook offers itself with check. The king's only reply is to grab it, stepping onto e3 right into the storm. The king takes the rook on e3. And now the queen follows. Queen to d3, check, thrown right in front of the pawn. A rook, and now the queen, both given away. The king has no square, and the pawn that takes her only seals his own king's fate. The pawn takes the queen on d3. And there it is. Here it comes.
Oh my!
Rook takes d3, checkmate. A rook and a queen, both gone, mate all the same. Everything sacrificed, nothing left to stop it.